joined here today by the lovely Lina. So I'll just give us a quick intro, Lina. I don't know if you want to say hey, say hello to all the other marketeers.
Hello.
Lina's been an absolute gem, rocking her own business, starting from absolute scratch 4 months ago, right? When you first started working with me and the team.
Yes.
Right. And now you're sitting at what?
So right now, after 4 months, I have 5 clients, happy clients, and I just hit like €3,000 a month, and I'm happy, and I just quit my call center job, so I'm now free and full-time marketeer.
Victory, win, awesome. Lina, congratulations, first of all, obviously from myself and the rest of the team here. And I'd just like to, first of all, thank you as well for taking some time out of your day, out of your, I'm sure, busy day now, or perhaps less busy than it used to be when you were juggling both things, to speak to us about your journey and hopefully, you know, inspire other people as well to follow in the same footsteps. So let's start right at the beginning, Lina. You said you were working in a call center. Can you just give us a little bit of an introduction to yourself, your background, where you live in, what you've been doing there, and just tell us a little bit about you, please?
Okay, so, well, I'm 29 years old. I'm from Germany originally. Maybe you get the accent. And so right now I'm living on Tenerife, Canary Islands. I just moved. I just love Spain. I've been living in Spain for over 10 years now. I just love it, the climate, and the Canary Islands have the best climate, never too hot, never too cold. So I wanted to live here, but basically I'm a yoga teacher, but in Spain, well, the salaries are not too high. It's a bit difficult to get enough money by only teaching yoga. So I was a bit frustrated in that. So I had to look for, let's say, normal job, and I ended up in a call center, and that was the first option I got. As you imagine, when you heard also James' story, it's more or less the same everywhere. You have low salary, long hours working, shifts, and no appreciation. And at the end, I was stuck there somehow. And but it was the moment when Corona came, the crisis, and we had to go to home office. And in the home office, I started to reflect more on myself, to meditate more, to have more time for myself. And that when I noticed in the meditation that I have to change something, that I have to do something, that I don't want to live like this forever. And then I just saw the ad. I did an abundance meditation. I said, okay, I need somehow a new project, more money. And then it's when I saw the ad on YouTube, and I just gave it a try.
Like, how long have you been into yoga and meditation and all of these things?
Well, I started when I was 14, basically was doing yoga, sun salutations, basic. And then with 22 and 3, I did the yoga teacher training. I also did an Ayurveda consultant training. So yeah, I got into it. And that was also another point, that when you have a full-time job, and especially in a call center, and there was all the shifts, I practice a lot of yoga. I would like to do 2 hours a day at least, but with this job, I never could. So I was really frustrated as well. And now I really enjoyed this first week, and I can just put the time, my practice and everything. It's so gorgeous. Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't see these connections of personal development and being successful in your own business, in your own career. But I think for you and me as well, this is shared, that we see a very strong tie between, like, especially when you're working for yourself and you are the business, right? If you don't look after you, your business is going to suffer, right? And that's a very strong, you know, point that we talk about a lot with people that work with us ultimately. So it's great that we obviously share that. How do you think that's positively impacted the success that you've seen in just a few short months working with me, starting your own business? Well, how do you think it's helped?
It was so important. And I would also to underline that I've done other courses, I tried other courses, but this point that you have with the mindset is so important. So I would always tell people, so do this mindset stuff, think about, meditate, do whatever, read good books, somehow do personal development. It's so important. And it changed also my perspective a lot in this last month.
That's interesting. So what had you tried? Courses online, maybe to start a business of your own. What had you tried and how did that go?
I tried like a general online course without any community, just like a pre-recorded online course. And it was also more about SEO and things like blogging. I tried blogging before, but like, okay, you don't have any support. You don't have anything that is telling you, anyone that's telling you about mindset. It's just like a theory about this and this step, but you get lost at the end. I got lost. I say, okay, I don't know how to go on. And then you get to a point where you don't know if you're doing the right thing, and at the end I just skipped.
Got it. So what's different about why is deciding to work with me and the team obviously around us and joining the Lifestyle Marketeer, like why is that different? What's that giving you that perhaps an online course without community, without coaching, without mentorship, without peers around you, why is it different? Why have you now got a different result than perhaps what you had without all of those things?
The community is basic, that you have really the people, the mentors there that help you all the time. And I put the questions there and you get immediate answer, really quick answers. The people are so active, you see the wins. So it's really motivating. And even if you have a bad day, you always think, okay, I can always ask in the group if I don't know how to go on. And usually it helps.
You touched on the success that you had, 5 paying clients, all happy clients, $3,000 a month. What type of clients and businesses have you been working with?
So basically, as I'm a yoga teacher, for now, I've only chosen also yoga businesses, because that was also another point that is I really love about the training, that you can choose the client. It's not that you have to work with a client, you're working for business and so you have to work with this kind of, no, you can choose the clients. So I love to work. These are all yoga businesses, spiritual businesses, and I really love to work with them. So for the beginning now, I really enjoy it. So like every meeting is not only business, it's so much more. So it's really nice.
Awesome. So let's compare and contrast now. How is life different now after just 3 or 4 months of really, nose to the grindstone in your own business? How has your personal life, how has your life now changed? And how do you feel about that?
Well, in terms of lifestyle, of course, I feel, well, now that I quit the job, it's so much more fun. I can go out, I can go to a nice cafe, looking at the sea and working from my laptop. And it's so cool. I just enjoy it, all this freedom. And of course, it's like, it's more than this. It's also an overall feeling when you feel that you have your own business and you yourself, you did it, like you're doing the work. Like it's just also the self-confidence. I just feel like before, yeah, you're in the call center, you're like nobody, you're like, okay. And it's like, it's another feeling. Like now I'm much more confident that I'm really able to achieve something in life. So that's really nice.
What does your daily schedule look like? Typically, Lina, what time do you wake up and what do you do all day that you would have perhaps had to go to work and do otherwise? How does that look?
Yeah. So before I had to go wake up really early, usually, and then so at like about 5 in the call center, and then I had like usually I had no time. I had maybe time to do 20 minutes of something, of exercise or whatever. So now I can wake up at 7, and first I go and do some yoga, some sun salutations. Then I look at the sunrise. I really enjoy it, looking at the sunrise in the mountains and the sea. And then I can have a walk, maybe do some exercise, running in a park or in the nature, like having like this first hour. I also I stick also to your Transformation Tuesdays. You were speaking about your schedule, so I really loved it. And I try to take this first hour for myself, just exercise or do yoga, and then start working some hours, then have the lunch break.
How much work do you do per day? How much have you been doing? Honestly, how much have you been doing to get to where you are now over the last 3 or 4 months? And what was that like alongside your full-time call center job?
The last month was also hard. I had some hard times. Of course, you come back after 8 or 9 hours even working, and then you have to sit down and at night or on the weekends. I usually was telling my clients, oh, I only have weekends to do a new campaign. So now it's now I can take a day off. No, now I can choose when to work. No.
What were the challenges, Lina? You mentioned that there were challenges, as there always will be. What were the challenges that you personally faced, and how did you overcome them?
Well, some moments of motivation, like when you're just starting and it looks like you're doing all your daily workflow and you don't get any response for some time, or you're doing strategy sessions with clients and you don't close the sales. You have like some time or weeks that you don't close any sales, and then you think like, oh, maybe this is not working, and you have some motivation thing or don't believe in yourself, but then you just stick to whatever meditation or going to the community and try to go step back on the ladder.
Have you read The Slight Edge?
Yes, I ordered it and I love it.
How impactful was that book?
Massive as well. So I really recommend it to everyone, and it's really a massive impact, life-changing. All these small disciplines, really focus on your small steps. That's what I always say to people. Okay, just take one step. Start with one step. If you really feel down, okay, one step more. And it's really helping.
What would you say to those people who are perhaps looking up at that mountain now, wondering whether they can do it? Right, now you're there.
It all starts with the first step, and just focus on this first step. And okay, what will I do today? What can I do today? So that's the only thing that matters. And you do it today, and then you do it tomorrow again. And you just every day. That's why the meditation is so great. You can sit in the morning and you have you think about, what will I do today? So what is important today? Don't get lost in all this not important things, like these small details, like, oh, I have to call or chat or whatever, gossip. And no, just stay focused on what are your goals. And every day you sit down for 5 minutes and you just focus and take one step, and so on.
Definitely. And what would you say to yourself now, when you were thinking about working with me, and you probably naturally had some skepticisms about like, who's this guy on the internet who talks a lot about personal development and making money, starting a business, like, who is this guy? And when you were thinking like that, which I'm sure a lot of people you potentially who are watching this are now, what would you say to yourself at that point when you were battling maybe with those voices in your head, or those skepticisms that were potentially just holding you back? What would you say to that person, which was you, all those people who are sitting there right now? Now you're where you are.
I always like the phrase you said, and you say, okay, think about it. What would be scarier when you look at yourself and you think about yourself in 10 years? Think about yourself now, where you are. Are you happy? So if you're not happy, then something is not right with your mind. Like you're not focused correctly in your mind. That's all. You just have to focus right on what you want, and then you go for it. And think about yourself in 10 years. You would like to be in the same position. That would be scarier. Or you just, okay, maybe you spend some savings, and that's the other part. Okay, what is scarier, some savings or being in the same situation, boring situation, whatever, frustrating situation, and looking at yourself like this in 10 years, no? So for me, of course, it was more scarier to look at myself and say, oh my God, I will be in 10 years in the call center still and doing the same stuff and so.
Yeah, good. So now, how does it feel now that like the trajectory and path that you're on? What's next? Where are you going to go from here? What do you plan on doing over the next 6 months? Right, it's only been 3 or 4 months, which is the crazy thing, and everything's changed. What are you going to do now over the next 6 months? What are you working towards? Where do you want to be in 6 months' time?
Well, I feel like, yes, really, to get on more clients, go on working, getting more clients, hitting that next goal, maybe 5K, then afterwards maybe 10K, whatever. No, I feel like everything, and there's so many possibilities. I can explore so many things. That's so interesting. It's so exciting. And then my dream would be to really get some savings, and then have also more time for my own yoga project, and take everything I learned into a yoga project, where I can also think about maybe my own retreat center or something like this.
Wow. So working, making the decision to actually invest in yourself, back yourself, put in the work, get your own business off the ground, learn new skills, that's not only benefited you immediately now by leaving your job, but your future as well, right? It sounds like you now have the option and the skills and the ability to do something that you've always wanted to do, but maybe never had the tools to actually do it.
Yeah.
How does that feel with you? We'll kind of finish there. This is my last question. What's that like now to feel like you've got control over your own?
Just a great feeling, and I'm such a creative person, and it's like when you're in such a boring job, let's say, you feel like all your energy, all your possibilities, all everything is like just locked down somewhere, and now I feel like I can finally express myself, get some creative projects, whatever, and do whatever I want. So it's a feeling like there's no limit at all.
And Lina, one of the obvious things that you mentioned earlier, you're not a native English speaker.
Yeah.
And you've done all of this in a non-native language. So again, if
Yeah.
there's anybody watching who's questioning, can I do this? I'm from Spain, Germany, France, wherever, European countries. Typically, Lina is proof to the pudding. Lina, have you done this working with English-speaking clients or with German-speaking clients?
Both. It's like half and half. I have some right now. One is South Africa, America, UK, and then the other I'm from Austria and Germany. So I got mixed a bit, but it's no problem. I improved, of course, and listening to all of your videos, and so it's improved as well. Yeah.
Well, you're an inspiration to so many, and I again just want to take the time, Lina, to say thank you so much for jumping on. Admittedly, a little bit early. Thank you for jumping on as well early, and sharing your story. Very inspirational, very motivational. I'm delighted to obviously work with you now and continue working with you and help you get to that next stage as well. So any final words for anybody watching, or have you said enough?
Just think abundant, be the abundance, and that's all, and it will come.
And it all comes down to that. What's that? That's mindset again, right? The way that thinking like a successful person, successful business person, so you can become a successful business person. Lina, thank you very, very much for your time. Massive congratulations. Super excited to watch where you go over the next few months. I'm keeping tabs on you as always. Please do let me know and let us know in the group how you get on over the coming months. All right. Thank you very much for your time, Lina. Goodbye from
Thank you.
me. Everybody here.
Bye-bye.